on YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. How you doing?
Well, I mean, I'm showing my clock. Let's see your coconuts.
Coconut, 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 coconut. Yeah, there's more that I can't see. There's also, hold on. There's also mango and avocado.
Ooh, man, that's my life goal is like have access to tropical, like unlimited tropical fruit.
The thing is, actually, stole an avocado from the roof today that fell. So that's my first one. But mangoes, it's just I haven't really seen. Ironically, I bought some at the store and someone stole one of mine. Like, really? Come on. uh, anyway, it's fine. So how's your morning going?
Well, you could just look at it as like you gave one to your past or future version of yourself. So technically, you're romancing the universe.
Yeah, when you say it like that, like romancing myself or like seducing myself, things like that, it just sounds very wrong.
Didn't technically say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are good. I had a call with Felix this morning. We worked on some of my offer like framework, like the how to start marketing my community stuff.
Okay, then this is perfect timing. Because the reason why I wanted to float today was because I came to the conclusion once again that we're complete idiots. The reason being, we keep coming back to everyone's like, hey, you need a funnel. You need to build a funnel. And it's like, we've tried half-assing it of like, oh, let's just create a like an opt-in page to have people to the newsletter. Like, let's create a real funnel. What would we need to do to set up an actual funnel where there's an opt-in page, a sales page, and an actual thing they can buy? So that even if like we don't necessarily get them on the newsletter, or even if they do, but it's not valuable, it's like, well, some people are going to buy, and maybe that's going to help defer the costs of the advertising and building the list. And it's like, I'm trying to come up with strategies of like, all right, how can I get more people in the newsletter? But what if that's the wrong strategy? What if I just need to do what we know works and build an actual funnel? So my
Yeah.
question is, what would we need to do to build our respective funnels for a respective business? For me, the mindset is it possible to build an affiliate funnel? So I build a funnel, but it's none of my products, none of my offers.
Mm-hmm.
The only strategy I can think of is like, here's the offer, like sign up to unlock it, then they unlock it, and it's like, hey, here's the offer. Are you interested? Yes or no. If they click no, then it just sends them to the next one, and so on and so forth. And I can have like 3 or 5 different offers. If yes, then it sends them to the sales page for that affiliate offer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a funnel with upsells where it's like they just kind of like tack it onto their order, because I can't do that because it's not my product. But I mean, that's the closest I could come up with, unless we can float it out and come up with a system where we can actually build like a standard funnel where it's easy for people to like jump in and kind of like upscale or upsell, sorry, and me not having to
Mm-hmm.
make a product. I'm just wondering, like, all right, let's get serious about this. Let's actually build ourselves a funnel. Because like we're going back to basics with everything. And it's like the basics are
Mm-hmm.
build your newsletter, have a sales funnel. Like that, those are the basics.
Mm-hmm.
And also now I'm in the process of like, I didn't get that offer for the build a list for me just because it
Mm-hmm.
didn't right. So I mean, I saved all the money that I would have spent on that, plus the other course that was supposed to be copy and paste that wasn't. I was kind of disappointed. I'm getting a refund on that.
Mhm.
And I'm getting a refund on another thing and potentially refund on another one. So I'm just like, I'm getting all the money back that I invested that wasn't well invested.
Mhm.
And now I'm going to use that money to then build the business. And the logical way to do that, instead of just trying to build a list, is set up a funnel first so that I can start generating money up front while building the list on the back end. So yeah, that's kind of like my strategy. So if we can just, float and do our thing and come up with something that'd be cool. And what about you? Like, what would be your approach? Like, what kind of funnel would you build for your business? I mean, first of all, do you want to build a funnel? You don't have to. It's just, I came to the conclusion, it's like everywhere you look, everyone has a funnel.
Mhm. Yeah. I think what you're saying is absolutely really important. I think what I'm seeing is that at least on Facebook, like the momentum of where people are at is like they want to stay inside the platform. So it makes a lot of sense to me to use like your profile and the group as the components of your funnel, but then like as you know kind of what converts people consistently, then like creating a website is that asset that's like this shows like a higher degree of professionalism, that but all the same stuff that you're talking about and selling and driving people into action, it's like should be there, I think.
All right, weird idea. Since your focus is Facebook, would there be a way to build a funnel within Facebook?
I think so. I mean, because all a funnel is it's like a whole bunch of micro steps where you're only focused on doing one.
Sorry, I was just thinking micro step, your crow step, everybody's crow step. But
Um,
I feel like
but
the beauty of
maybe
funnels is it's automated. Is there a way to kind of build a funnel in Facebook and automate it? Because I feel like Facebook is difficult to automate.
yes, that's true. But I think the reason you automate a website is because you can't, like, you don't want to man it. Like, because there's so much traffic coming to it, you want to personalize the individual experience. With a group, with a community, like people can go in there and say, oh, how do I do this? Or how can I find that? And people actually will respond because you have other people there who know what the answers are.
Ooh. So what if you build the community in such a way that the community itself is the funnel?
That's the goal.
Ooh. Like I understand that's what you've been like aiming for anyway, like build an audience that builds itself. But if we approach it from the mindset of, all right, let's build a funnel, but with people.
Mhm. Okay,
Like
so what if we did this?
that
What if
specific mind
we
would
go
help.
through the exercise of mapping out the actual funnel, like if you did it on a website, and then say, all right, so what on Facebook can do this job? And then, so it's like, okay, your profile pic says join my group, or like go to my website, or buy this product, or whatever. Like, what are the things that the community needs to know and to be able to get somebody to do without you having to be there? Like, how would you, so if you have the funnel mapped out, it's like, here's what the journey is from I don't know you to I'm buying. And then how do you make your community group experience or your Facebook, your entire Facebook funnel mirror that?
Okay, so let's say you were building a funnel. How would you build it?
Well, let's draw it on the whiteboard.
Ah, that is a scary chair. You sit in it and it moves. Ah, not liking this. All right, so how would we build a funnel for your business? All right. Well, I guess we need to figure out like what's the front end offer and what's the back end offer, and how many steps do you want in the funnel? Because some people have just the front end offer, then the upsell. Some people have the front end offer, then one upsell, two upsell, three upsells, 4 or 5. Like I've seen, I think up to 6.
Yeah. So
Ooh. Sorry, this got me thinking for my own funnel. It's like, if I decide to go the route of, like affiliate funnels. So it's like, here's an affiliate offer. Do you want to, yes or no? If they click yes, then it sends them to the sales page. If they click no, it sends them to the next offer. And it's like, what if I created like a 10-step or 20-step funnel where it's like, hey, if they want to keep going, they can keep going until they find an offer that's right for them.
I wonder what the curiosity fatigue would be for something like that.
Because the thing is, like, people don't know that there's a next step in the funnel when they're there. So there's no like fear of missing out. It's like, do you want this offer? Yes or no? If yes, it sends them to the sales page. If no, then they go to the next step.
Okay, so what if you literally have your email sequence and your funnel is the same? So it's like week 1, this offer. Week 2, this offer. So like if they click on it, it just directs you to that part of the funnel. And then it's like you just set up like this giant long chain of, it's like they read the sales page and be like, nah, I don't need that. But like they're like, do you want this? No. And it clicks, but it just advances them in the like in the chain.
Ooh, so it's like instead of just having a normal affiliate offer, every time they click on a link within the email, it sends them into the funnel.
Back into the funnel, yeah.
Would there be a way? I wonder if there would be a way to automate this. Because like, what if like the offer that I send them to happens to be the second last step in the funnel, then there's just one more step. Would there be a way to make it so every single time they click on a link, it sends them to an offer and then automatically just adds next offer, next offer, next offer, next, like all the offers that are there previously?
I think whatever the last step of your chain is, like just redirects to, somewhere up higher in the chain. So like if you have 15 products, like, and you get to the last one, it'll just go back to like the second or third product. The other thing too is like your business, like the copy my business should always be like the next thing that they see. So it's like, here's this week's offer. It's like, do you want this? And then they click no, be like, that's cool. Hey, do you want to copy my business? Like how I'm making money, you can literally just have the business that I have and just pay and have it set up for you and be like, no, I don't want that. Okay, well, here's another great offer from somebody I trust. And so
I like that, because what you're saying, I didn't think of that, but if the last step in the funnel sends back to the first step in the funnel, it's just a circle. People can keep going around and around and around. They can go around 10 times if they want to.
yeah,
I don't think people would
and
do
I
that. I
don't
think
think
they get the
anybody's
same offer, they'd be like, oh, I've seen this already.
But like once you get the structure of it built out with 2 or 3 products, I mean, it's literally just going to be a copy and paste. Like, okay, I found this product. Let's put in the headline, tell my perspective on why this is great, and then dump them to the sales page that the affiliate offer is on. It's like you'll have some process that you'll be able to replicate, and then it'll just be like, hey, man, like all I need to do is like every week just go find a product and put it in my thing. It's like might take me 2-3 hours to do that, and then I'm done for the week. And I've just made my funnel one step longer.
Okay. My question is, if I use that strategy for the newsletter, because in general, it's like there's the email pitching the offer, and then there's a link, and then they go to the link, and there's the sales page. But if I add an extra step in between, how do I structure that so I'm not repeating the same thing, so the person doesn't feel like their time is being wasted? So is there something that I can give them that's valuable on that page, or a way to structure the email where it's just like, hey, here's today's offer, here's a link, just click on it, like literally say nothing? Like that could be one strategy of like, there's the subject of the email that kind of like teases what the offer is. And the email, instead of having the offer, it's like literally just the link. It's like, all right, here's the link, and people click on it, and then on the page, that's where I kind of have the email, if you will, like, hey, here's the breakdown of the offer. Are you interested? Yes, no. If yes, then it sends them to the sales page. If no, it sends them to the next step.
Okay. So, like, what is step one? Where's the first place that so they're going to say yes to signing up for the newsletter?
I'm thinking of changing that, in fact. I'm thinking of going the route of, hey, here are the top 3 like ways to make money online right now, and have like 3 blurred images, like submit, like give me your email to unlock it now. So they give the email, unlock it, and then they unlock all those 3 offers. And then there's a bonus offer. It's like, hey, bonus, you got signed up to my newsletter, and every single week you're going to receive an offer just like this. So that's the initial funnel. And then once they're in the, like, obviously they can pick an offer and be like, oh, this offer seems good, and they click on it, and maybe they're going to buy it. If not, they're still on my list, and every day they're going to receive an email.
Okay, so the top 3 money makers, you're essentially, the offer is like your lead bag. It's like, what this is theoretically like the sexiest thing we can offer, that like this is going to be the free entry into the ecosystem.
Yeah, and I want to use the mystery because I saw like one sales page that apparently is converting like super well. It's like, hey, this like one mysterious thing that's getting this amazing result. And it's like the image is blurred, so you don't see what it is. And it's like you have to opt in to see. So it's like, I want to use that strategy.
Okay, what do you think about making the newsletter a paid newsletter, and a one-time offer on the lead magnet opt-in is you can get subscribed to the newsletter for free. So this is something that I saw Russell Brunson do with a newsletter he launched last year with Dan Kennedy. They basically are aggregating a bunch of their content, and they say, like, this is going to be one of the most value-packed newsletters. You get a 30-day trial to this newsletter. You get like a physical newsletter email, like mailed to you. You're going to get like 2 free books, one from each of them. It's like pay $30 for shipping, so it's not really free. But it's like, they're charging, they're creating the perception of value and charging for this newsletter, which is all just going to be advertising for their stuff. Like a newsletter from those 2 people are literally just going to be, do I have your permission to spam the crud out of you with like really high quality advertising?
Yeah.
And so if you charged for the newsletter, or like you made it so it's like, this is what this is worth. It's worth this amount to see who's making money right now doing businesses that don't take any skill. You can get started right away. They're, very low entry. ways to get started making money online. And if you want like the best of the best quality information right now, you can sign up for a low fee where I'll do that work and put those offers in front of you all the time so you can stay up to date. And then it's like, hey, if you're on the fence, would you like to see the top 3 money makers that are working right now to make people money? You can get those for free if you just drop your email. And then it's like, hey, thanks for signing up for this. Would you like to get on my subscriber list? This is a one-time deal for free. So the majority of signups are going to be from people who are like, I'm looking at this and they're charging. Do I really want this or not? And then if they're curious enough to do the money makers and be like, hey, if you're that curious, I'll let you on my subscriber list for free if you want to do it right now. So like you're doing a little bit of filtering. I don't know what that does for conversion. It lowers the growth of the newsletter, but
Okay, what if I use a similar strategy and hopefully don't fall out of the hammock as I'm sitting down? What if I use a similar strategy of like, keep things simple, like this is the #1 offer to make money online right now. Enter your email below to unlock it. Or do I even need to do that? Yeah, because I want like the mystery and I want the email address right away. No, because I was thinking like, if they click on it, like if they click on the offer, I just put a like redirect of like, hey, wait, before you check out this offer, because you clicked it, it's showing me that you're a person of action. I'm giving you free access to my newsletter. Just put your information here. But it's like, if I do that, then I kind of lose the whole mystery and like enter your email to unlock it.
I guess the question is like, what do people see as the most valuable? Like, who is it? Who exactly are we targeting? And like, what is it that they want? If they're like, are they just sort of curious? Like, how do I make money? It's like they're doing a Google search because it came up like they were thinking of. Or is it like somebody who they're thinking seriously about getting into? I mean, so let's assume that they've been thinking about doing something else, and this is the first time they're like, how do you make money online? They somehow end up in your funnel, like they see an ad or whatever, like, okay, let's click on it and find out. And so if they've been thinking about starting a business, you're like, there's so much to learn about online business, but there are proven models, and I can show you the top 3 money makers that can get you started making money online right away.
Yeah, it's something like that. I'm just wondering, like in the beginning, I was thinking 3 because it seems like there's more value. But at the same time, I feel like that's going to lower the conversion rate because people are going to have to make a choice. Yeah. And most people don't want to make a choice. So what I was thinking of doing is just having like, hey, this is the #1 way to make money online right now. Enter your email below to unlock it. And then they unlock it. It's like, all right, here's the offer. By the way, here are 3 bonuses. Or I could also add like +3 mystery bonuses. And it's like mystery bonus. It's like, all right, you've just been signed up to my newsletter. So you're going to receive more offers like this every single week in your inbox. You can unsubscribe anytime you want. Also, I already sent you an email containing 2 other offers, just like this one right now. So it's like, they're more inclined to click on the actual offer because there's only one choice. And the bonus is, hey, go check your email. You got 2 more. And you're going to get 1 more offer just like this every single week. So if this isn't right for you, then one day you're going to get one that's right.
Okay, what's coming up for me pretty clearly is like this needs to be a clear, like a clear offer. Like I think if somebody clicks on an ad, it's like, how do I make money? It's like this needs to be the answer to their problem. It's like this is gonna be like the thing you need. I'm so if I'm the universe and you say like, how do I make money? I have the perfect thing for you. Like, let's just get that out of the way right now. Like, I've got the thing that you need. But just in case, like, you don't know me, let me show you like, even if what I think you need, you don't understand it or you don't want it, I've got all of these other things ready for you. So if you sign up for this one thing, which is like, um, this is the best offer that I have found. It's like, you don't need any experience. There's a great training program. There's lots of support. Like you're basically, it's a sales letter for your best converting offer. And then like, but what else I'm going to give you is like, um, you're going to, as a bonus, like you're basically adding in bonuses to like get them to give you get their emails. Like I'm going to show you the top 3 case studies of businesses that like of people who started making money online within weeks of starting a business using systems that didn't take any experience to get started. So it's like you're still putting offers in front of them. It's still advertising, but like you find new ways to say the different, like say the same thing as bonuses. So it's like there is no difference between a case study and a sales letter and an offer and like what your newsletter is going to be. It's all going to be the same stuff. You're just promoting different systems.
I just want to, I want to make sure that the front end offer, like the opt-in page where it's like, hey, there's this mystery like thing, this strategy that is the best thing out there, but I'm not telling you what it is. You need to unlock it and give me your email to do that. Like, I want that to be specific enough that it's exactly what the person wants, but generic enough that I can switch the back end offer whenever I want. So if I find a better offer that converts better, then I just switch it and update the sales page rather than the opt-in page. So I want the opt-in page to always stay the same. And then the sales page, like I can switch the product and test out different things to see which one works.
Okay, so this is all based on curiosity. So this is going to be like a curiosity funnel.
Yeah, because it's literally, it kind of comes down to like the one question thing of like, hey, do you want to make money online? Well, this is the #1 easiest way to do it right now. And it's like, hey, like unlock it below. There's this amazing like mystery bonus that comes with it. And then the next page is like, like a description of what the product is, like a button. And then the bonus is like, hey, you got signed up to the newsletter. So if that for some reason this offer isn't right for you, you're going to get another offer just like this in your inbox every single week. That's kind of like the basic structure that I would like to follow. Unless you have other suggestions.
Where is my... on this laptop?
In fact, I should probably go through that funnel because so far I've only seen the opt-in page. I haven't actually opted into it. But I just like the way it's structured and apparently it converts like super well.
Let's see. I wish I could remote into my, let's see, can I do it?
And I feel like the beauty of this offer is I mean, I haven't done it yet in ClickFunnels, but I'm pretty sure you can split test. So it's like, if I just create, I don't know, 6 versions of that sales page that come after the opt-in, I can literally just split test and send traffic and just see which one converts best. And it's like, all right, that's the default one now.
Remote desk. I mean, just a second. I'm gonna try and log into my computer at home. Laptop. Do I have note? Open my vault. Oops. Oh, there's one. Well, that's neat. Okay, well, apparently I can't. I have the Funnel Hackers cookbook somewhere on my other computer that has just like a reference stack of gobs and gobs of funnels, like how they work, why they work, like the structure of them.
Actually, you just reminded me. A while back, I purchased, I don't know, something, not because I wanted the actual thing, just because I wanted some of the bonuses. And one of the bonuses was the like, I forget the exact title, but basically like 30 of the top, or I think it was 30 of the like 2 comma award winners, who's like, all right, here's what I do. I would, or no, maybe it wasn't 30. Anyway, a bunch of them. It's like, here's what I would do every single day for the next 30 days if I lost everything and I had to start from 0.
Yeah.
And like, okay, they sent me the book, and since I'm not home, I haven't gotten it. But there's also like a video version where they're like recording like and breaking down like, hey, this is how I would do it. So I'm thinking, if I want to build a funnel, I should probably go through that content first to see like, hey, all these people made minimum of 1 million with their funnel.
Mhm.
What can I learn from them?
Yeah. They're literally explaining like, this is what I would do if I had to start from scratch. This is where I would focus.
Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, if I find the right combination of like building the funnel, using affiliate offers, and building my list on the back end, that kind of allows me to do everything that I want to do without having to do anything that I don't want to do, which is, you know, create products or courses or, you know, offer coaching or whatever. It's like, been there, done that, don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, I guess I need to go back to research phase. You know what? This is the perfect example of how taking action allows you to move so much faster. Because in the beginning, it's like 1 offer per day. Then it went to 3 offers per day. I built it, set it up, and I'm like, yeah, that's too much. That's not working. The opt-in isn't great. So let's readjust. Now I'm like, all right, 1 offer per week seems fair. Like it doesn't overwhelm people too much. It's not too overwhelming for me to have to find an offer every single day or every 3 days. And like, if I set up the funnel in such a way that like, no matter where they are, there's always like repeat, like there's always more options. That's just more valuable for everyone. And I feel like if I find like I get to the point where I find like 20 offers that convert really well, I just like get rid of everything else. That is my funnel. It just repeats and cycles. And every week, like I have a 15-week like roll around where it's like promote one offer on the back end, there's all the other ones. Promote the next offer on the back end, there's all the other ones. I feel so right now it's about like figuring out, all right, what is the best strategy? Once I figure out the best strategy, build the funnel, then try different offers and just kind of keep adjusting and tweaking and perfecting and seeing what works best.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we figured out my thing. Anything to add or figure out before we move on to yours?
Part of me is like, there's something here that I can't quite put my finger on.
Something.
You and I both really enjoy like asking a question and then going and doing research, like consuming a bunch of stuff and then strategizing. Like when it comes down to like making stuff or like implementing, I want somebody else to do it. I mean, I'll do it if I have to, but that's like one of the highest, I guess, like energy cost things that I do. So is there a way that we could offer doing research for people? Because I feel like spitballing and like asking questions, be like, all right, let me just dig this out with you. And then like if there's something, yeah, we need to go find that answer out. Like we can make a note of that, do that. But it's like the process of talking things out and asking stuff, I feel like that's what we're really good at. Like we do that all the time when we're supposed to be doing other stuff.
I feel like we would need partners if we do that. So it's like, hey, we come up with the ideas, and I think we need like two people. One person who's really good at like building funnels and setting everything up, and then one person who's really good at generating traffic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, we come up with the concept and the offer and everything. One person builds it, the other person generates the traffic. Or I mean, if we can find someone who's good at doing both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the thing is like, I've started doing it enough that it's like, I know I'm pretty good at building funnels that look nice. I just don't understand enough or have enough experience to build funnels that convert well. So it's like visually speaking, I can build it. I just don't know the proper elements and the proper steps and the order and the structure of everything. But it's like, if you want me to build a funnel that looks nice, I can do that 100%. Like that's not a problem.
Internet sucks here. Every time I try to pull up another browser tab while we talk, like the video starts crashing. I don't know if it's just my laptop is so slow or if it's really like, let me close all the tabs. Let's see what happens. All right, so.
But all right, just to come back to what you were saying before, you were saying you feel like there's something here. What did you mean by that? Like there's something with potential here, there's something missing here. Like I wasn't clear on what you meant.
Well, I'm trying to figure out like, this is the thing that is easiest for me to do, which is like analyze the problem. And I feel like that's like, if I could figure out a way where that's what people are wanting. Like that by itself, like I could fill my like half my calendar with time like that and be like,
Okay, Sorry, this just reminded me of something. You seem frozen though. Hello? Oh, wow. Hello? Hey, you're back. I completely got distracted.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. This reminds me of something. In the course that I was going through, the one I'm getting a refund for because I wasn't satisfied, there was a tool that they shared, and it's basically you can like find a funnel and kind of like rip it. So you literally copy it, like upload it to your website, and then you modify it to fit whatever you want. So I'm wondering, like, is there a tool that allows us to do that for click funnels? It's like if you can find a way to literally just find a funnel and like completely copy it, upload it to YouTube, ClickFunnels, and then go in and just change everything rather than like, okay, this is how he did it. Let me build it myself. Like, I think then I would be really, it would be really easy to build funnels because you're like, this is the kind of funnel I want to build. I'm literally just like stealing it, uploading it, and then just like switching all the images and like the wording and everything to fit mine. So you're not really like copying their funnel. It's really just like you copy the structure. And it's like you can do that anyway. No one could stop you from doing that because the funnels are there and visible to everyone. So it's not like you're doing anything wrong. I'm just like, that would make the process so much easier rather than going in and adjusting everything yourself. You're literally just going in and like swapping.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a really valuable tool because if you have that, then you have the option to like, all right, find, let's say 3 funnels that are like similar to what you want. You can go in and rip all 3 of them and just like substitute everything. And then you get to test like, all right, which of these 3 funnels converts best? And you didn't have to spend like hours and days and weeks building the funnel. Anyway, I think we're off track. That's just, I need to do some research on that. What were we talking about? Yeah, you were saying there was something here, or did you want to move on to your funnel? How do we build your funnel? Yeah, I think that for me, like I have a general idea of what I want. Now it's just a question of doing research, figuring out exactly what I need to build, and then building it in the easiest way possible. So I don't really think there's much else we need to talk about for my funnel. So what about your funnel? What kind of funnel do you want to build? And once again, like it can be on Facebook. It doesn't have to be like a ClickFunnels or a typical normal funnel, but what
Yeah.
like what version of funnel do you want to use for your business?
You want to double your income for free with no extra work? Let's talk.
But that's not a funnel. That's just an offer.
Yeah.
What if we use the approach of a funnel where you're like selling a course, but instead of selling a course, you're selling your service. So it's like, hey, you want to double your income or your audience, or wait, which one is your offer?
He's
Yeah, because I feel like the double the income is like that was my offer. I'm like, wait, that sounds familiar. I'm like, oh crap, that was mine.
Yeah, I'm looking at your book a call page.
Completely forgot about that. But for your offer, so how would we do that for yours? Yours is, do you want me to build you an audience that grows itself for free? Or like what was your offer exactly?
Yeah, so the offer is, that's a good question. What is the offer? Yeah, I think, do you want me to help you build your audience? And it's like, what we're gonna do is we're gonna help you fix what's stopping your group from growing. So we're gonna create growth. Then we're gonna fix the people that you already have and the new people coming in. We're gonna set a culture so that they engage. And then it doesn't matter if you have a gajillion people, like they have to buy. So we want to make sure that it will convert.
So my question is like, could we structure this kind of like a webinar, but only at the end of the webinar instead of, selling a course, you sell your offer. It's like, hey, this is how much I charge for this. Here's the link. Go book an appointment now.
Yeah.
Or maybe like, even if you want to make sure people don't waste your time, it's like, this is how much it costs. Like it's $100 down payment to reserve the session. If it's right, then we'll just subtract that from whatever the cost is. And if it's not a right fit, then you'll get a refund. So you don't actually lose anything, but it forces people to be serious because they need to actually pay money for this. Because I feel like at that point, all you're going to have to do is pretty much just like speak to them and figure out like, is this a right fit and everything. Like you won't need to do the selling because the webinar already did it for you. And it's like, if we can create in such a way of like, when you see webinars, like literally you sign up, it's like, okay, there's this free offer, cool. Like learn the 3 like techniques to build your audience like super quick with like raving fans, like this free offer. It's like sign up, like give your email address, and it's like, then it sends you to the next page and it's a webinar. And it's like, all right, this is the basic structure. And this is all the value they get, all the like testimonials and other people who had success. And like, these are all the amazing bonuses, all this value, but today you get it for half price. And it's like, you get to the end, you're like, I didn't even want this, but now I feel like I need it. Like if we can do that, but instead of a course, like it's coach or a service.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen that done before. Or what if we could even like automate everything? It's like people don't even need to get on a call with you. It's literally like you explain everything in the webinar and sell everything. And instead of selling a pre-recorded course, you just sell your service. It's like, hey, normally it's 3,000, but now today, if you act within the next hour, you get it at 50%. Here's the discount. Go to the sales page, apply, pay, and let's get started. It's like you could literally automate the entire selling process.
Yeah. So it's like instead of one of those countdown webinars where it's like, book a call to get your free whatever you call it. It's like, no, it's like, here's what I actually do to help you. If you want this, then buy it. If you don't want it, then like, I'm not gonna hold you hostage to just like keep you asking questions. It's like, if you're not at that place.
Beauty of structuring it like this is you get more than one chance. Because if it's a sales, it's like, all right, people book a sales call, well, like an information call, and then you explain everything and either they buy or not.
Mhm.
If you use this structure, then you have their email. So you can build an automation sequence where it's like, I don't know, let's say 1 email per day for 7 days. It's like, hey, I see you didn't show up to the webinar. Here's the link again. And
Mhm.
it's like, hey, here's the reason why you should do it. And it's like, you get multiple chances to convert.
Yeah.
And maybe that's further down the line. Maybe it's after you get your first 5 clients and you get their testimonial and you just like, you know exactly what you do, the value that you bring, you have those testimonials you can include in the webinar where people, it's like, hey, I used his technique and I like made 5 sales within the first month or whatever,
Mhm.
maybe you don't need to build this right off the bat. I'm just realizing even myself, like, I'm traveling, so I don't really have money for the business yet. I opt into this free like training, which turns out to be a webinar sales pitch. And by the end, even though I feel kind of cheated because I didn't get something for free, it's actually a sales pitch. The offer is still good enough that I chose to convert.
Mhm.
The product itself wasn't valuable enough, so that's why I'm getting a refund, but it still got me to opt in.
Right.
And it's like, I feel like that's what we need to focus on. Like, make the process so irresistible that even in the beginning, if people are just curious, by the end, they're like, I want this, I need this.
Mhm.
Ooh, ooh, I just dropped you. What if I try to use this strategy for my thing, where it's like, hey, this is the #1 strategy to make money online right now. Like, unlock it now with your email. They give the email, they unlock it, and the next page is like a video, which is basically a webinar where I break down like, hey, the best strategy right now to make money online is to, you know, use other people's work. So it can be
Right.
affiliate marketing, it can be like copy their business, whatever that is. And it's like, those are most of the types of offers that I promote anyway.
Mhm.
So I'm like, hey, this is why you need it. This is the important, these are the kind of products and offers that are available. This is what you need. So at the
Yeah.
end, it's like, this is the #1 offer. And it's like, I sell all the value, and it's like, maybe include like some bonuses. It's like, you're getting all this value. And I could charge like $1,000. I could charge 500, but I'm going to give it to you completely free. Here is the #1 offer. By the way, by providing your email, you are automatically signed up to my newsletter. So you're going to get offers just like this to your email every single day.
Mhm.
And it's like, pre-sell them. So it's like, by the time they get to the end, they're sold on the concept of, okay, I need this type of business. And here's the best one. So maybe I'll sign up for that. If it's not a right fit, then I have access to that every single day in my email. So it's like, what I'm pitching is not the offer. What I'm pitching is the strategy of
Mhm.
like, you need to find an affiliate offer or copying someone's business, that kind of model. I'm selling that business model.
Mhm.
Here's the best one I found. And, or no, like you need this model, and then you need to figure out which of these different offers is the best for me. So here's the best one that I found so far. But just to make sure you don't miss out if it's not a right fit, I'm going to send you all these other ones and one every week to your email until you find the exact one for you. So instead of pitching whatever product I'm trying to sell, I'm pitching the concept of, you need to do this business model. And here is the system that allows you to have access to all those business models. All you have to do is pick whichever one is right for you.
Yeah.
It's like, if I'm able to structure it in such a way that I'm pitching the model, people buy into it, then they're going to be way more responsive to the like newsletter. Plus, if I structure it as a webinar and people are used to webinars, and at the end there's always the catch of like, crap, how much is it? It's like, hey, it's 100% free.
Mhm.
So people never get to that point where it's like, it seemed too good to be true, and it was, because now I need to pay for it. So it's like I skip that step of like, I sell them. This is why you need this. This is the value. These are all the bonuses you're going to get. And on top of that, it's free. I feel like that model would work really well for me. And then if I want, like on the back end of that, like once I set up the entire business and it's working, I can just be like, that is the one offer that I promote the most, like the upsell. Of like, hey, if you want, you can copy my exact business.
Mhm.
It just feels like building and recording a webinar takes a lot of time and energy.
Mhm.
Like it works super well. But do I want to invest the energy to do that in the beginning when I'm not 100% sure if this is the right strategy and how it's going to work?
Yeah.
So I guess maybe keep it. Actually, no, I'm overthinking things. I should go through the training and look at all those other people in the funnel and their strategies and see what is the best strategy for me.
Mhm.
All right, moving on. Back to you. What's the funnel you want to build? So like you have the option of the webinar, but I think that's more down the line once you test a bit.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
in the
So
beginning, what is
I think
this simple
what's coming up for me is these things that people are wanting, which is like, how do I get my thing to grow? How do I launch a group? How do I get my people engaged? How do I convert people into clients? Like, if I can answer those questions, I think I already have in stuff that I've made. It's like, just cut out the part that answers that question, that demonstrates like, I have a way that you do this, and like show, maybe I'll just use that as a conversation starter, but I can build it again if it seems to get traction or engagement. But basically, the book a call funnel that you did, which is like just a mini page of, here's a little bit of why you need this thing. It's like, for the question, it's like somebody's like, well, how do I grow my group? Man, I've got a resource for you on that. Do you mind if I send it to you? You just send them that little short piece without making them see it sit through a 2-hour class. Like, this is why it's not working. This is exactly what you need to do. If you want help doing this, like, just click here. Like, let's book an appointment, and I'll like.
What if your funnel, and I'm thinking like traditional funnel,
Mhm.
it's like the pitch of like, want to build an audience of raving fans, like whatever your exact offer is, and it's like opt in below, and then they give their email, and then it sends them to the training page where it's like, or it's like, hey, in this like free training, you are going to learn how to grow an audience of raving fans, like whatever the exact offer is. And then you get their contact info. Next page is the training of you like breaking down like these are the steps you need to follow to do this yourself. And it's like, hey, you can go out and do this yourself. Or if you don't want to do it yourself, you want to accelerate the process, here's my offer. I charge $1,000 to get you the first 10 people. And like, sign up here. So it's like you're providing free value, and they can do it themselves. And the thing is, like, there's so much free value out there. Most people don't do it anyway. So it's like, if you show this is how you can do it yourself, this is the value, this is the strategy. If you don't want to do it yourself, I can do it for you. So it's like you're both providing the info. So for people who don't want to spend any money, they can use it, and you don't lose anything by that. For people who don't want to do it themselves, then you have the offer. So it's like you're selling by teaching.
Yeah.
I feel like that would work really well for you, because then in the group you can be like, hey, go check out this free training that I did
Mhm.
on how to do this exact thing that you want to do. And then send them to the email, to the sales page. And by the way, like by getting their email, you can then have the autoresponder on the background where it's like,
Mhm.
hey, like, have you done this yet? Have you taken action? No. Okay, then do you want to hire me? And it's like, you can increase your conversions that way. And
Yeah.
and then you have the list on the back end. It's like, even if you don't really email them that often, you
Mhm.
can email them like once a month, as long as they hear from you every now and then to kind of like know that they're still on your list.
Mhm.
Then you can just offer whatever new offers you have along. Or if you run deals, it's like, hey, this week I'm like doing a Black Friday sale where it's like you get my service for half off. It's like you get to have the benefit of having a list, but not really having to take care of it that much.
Yeah.
And like you're teaching and at the same time selling on the back end. So I think that would be really simple and it would work well for you. And like you enjoy teaching anyway. So I guess the question is there a way to do that from inside Facebook? Or is it just your funnels outside Facebook and you just funnel people to it from Facebook? Actually, you could do it within Facebook if you want to.
I think
Like you wouldn't
so.
get the emails, but you can be like, hey, here's the training. And then at the end of the training, it's like, if
Mhm.
you want me to do it for you, just leave a comments in like below or like PM me or whatever.
Yeah, Facebook has some features where like if you upload a video, it shows you who has watched them. Like that's what the guides are for.
Hmm.
So a lot of videos like Wistia and Loom, it'll like send you reminders when people have watched it, so you know who's consuming the content, who are prospects. Facebook has some features like that.
Actually, maybe you could use Facebook like as an alternative to a newsletter. Because I know that Facebook, you can set up like alerts. So if you're like, hey, I have this free training, just like sign up for alerts and I'm going to send them to you like in Messenger. And it's like you automate the whole process. And then once people are signed up, then you can just like send the training and the reminders and stuff like that. It kind of works the same way as a newsletter until they opt out, where it's like stop and it's like, okay, unsubscribe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That could also be an option. In fact, that might be better for you because the downside of a newsletter is you need to keep in touch, otherwise they forget about you. And then you email them and they're like, who the hell is this guy? And they just like mark you as spam and complain and everything. Whereas this is like they signed up on Facebook, there's the past history there. So they're like, who is this guy? What did he message me? They scroll up like, oh, okay, that's why. So maybe this would be a better strategy for you. Plus, like everything's automated. So once you set it up, you don't have to email anyone ever. Man, we really suck at this. Like, given how much we know about so many different things of like, coaching and creating courses and funnels and newsletters and everything. It's like the fact that we haven't succeeded yet, it's embarrassing. Like we really suck at this. Like we have all the information we ever need to have.
So having the information is like different than using the information.
Oh yeah,
Like
100%.
it's like people who hoard money, misers. Like, what is the point of having it if you're gonna live like you're a poor person?
Okay. This might be an important shift in perspective because we're always like, all right, how can we help people? How can we get them results?
Mhm.
What if instead our focus is people just want information because that's what they think they need? They don't need it, but that's what 99% of people who buy stuff are after, the information. Subconsciously, they never plan on using it or they half-ass it so it never works.
They don't know how to use
So
it.
the results really aren't important. What's important is convincing people they need the information we have.
Yeah, because that's what they want ultimately.
Yeah.
That's why we
It's like,
have these
give them what they
big,
need
entertainment
when
platforms.
we should be giving them what they want. Because no one wants to pay for what they need. It's like, hey, what you need is to stop wasting your time, do what you know you should be doing, and start getting results. No one wants to pay for that. What they want to pay for is, here's the secret information that you need to get what you want.
Right.
You know it's not going to work. They know it's not going to work. That's still what they want to pay for.
They just want to know the secret to the magic trick. They want to perform it.
Yeah. So how can we get paid to give that information to people? And then on the back end, have an upsell of, hey, if you're actually serious and you actually want to use this money, you can hire, or not this money, this information, you can hire me to do it for you. So you actually get results. But we need to set up in such a way that we get paid to provide the information, whether people use it or not. I think that's the like part we've been missing. We're always like, what's the great idea? How can we help people? How can we transform them and get them results and everything? It's like, no matter we haven't succeeded or very like minimally, because like only 1% of people actually want or will use it. It's like we're losing 99% of our potential audience by giving people only what they need rather than what they want. Crap, that just breaks my entire model. Because my model is, hey, this is what you need to succeed. And I only get paid when they buy what they need to succeed.
Yeah.
So how do I charge for, this is the model you want to use, this is all the resources you need to succeed, but most people aren't going to use it. So how do I get paid for that process? I guess the only option would be to charge for the newsletter. I don't like this. I just broke my business model. I mean, I didn't break it. It's still, yeah, a sound business model. It's just, I'm wasting so much. Like I'm doing all this work to generate money from the 1% that take action.
Yeah.
And instead of like, how do I make money from also the 99% that don't take action?
Okay. Okay. One second. I'm thinking. Brian just did a post. If I can find it. Let me look through my notifications.
But I guess that's why people have upsells in a funnel. That way they can either make a profit on the front end
Yeah.
or at least defer the costs of building the list. So even if they're making only money off the 1% of people who actually take action on the list,
Mhm.
well, it doesn't matter because they already made money up front, or at least it didn't cost them anything.
Where is that post?
What if, what if I sell this as a course instead? So it's like, hey, this is the business model you need to be using. And here are all the resources that allow you to do that. So all the different business models that you can use within this business structure that I'm teaching you. And it's like, I pitch it as if it were a course. But then I'm like, hey, because I know that most people don't go through the course, I'm going to send it to you directly to your email. So you can jump in at any point. There's no starting point and end point. All you have to do is just open the email, check out the offer. If it's a right fit for you, you just click on it. So it's like, if I pitch it as if it were a course and deliver it as a newsletter, then I can charge for it. Even if I don't charge a lot, it's like, hey, it's $52 a year. You get one offer every week. So $1 per offer. And it's like, I just deliver it by email rather than having like pre-recorded and it's like in a portal. So it's kind of like an evolving course where it's like, this is the strategy. You can jump in at any point you want.
Mhm.
It's sent directly to your email. So all you have to do is just open it, click the link. So it simplifies things.
Mhm.
And at the same time, it seems more valuable because it's like, no, this is a course delivered in email format to make it easier and better for you.
Mhm.
Over and over again, I keep coming back to it doesn't matter because I need to do the research and look at the training and see what the experts who've actually succeeded are doing and then figure out my business model. So every time I try to figure out until then, I'm just wasting my time. So, all right, let's stop talking about me once again. Let's talk about you. Did you find what you were looking for?
I haven't. It's kind of bothering me. Well, I mean, I guess I don't need to find it, but what he had posted was that um, you could, he says, like, you can put your offer in front of like 96,000 coaches. Like if that's who your target market is. And I mean, what he's saying is like basically across these Facebook groups, which he's recommending, it's like they all allow you to promote yourself. But if you offered that result of, would you like to get your business in front of, you know, an audience this size? It's like, we'll go out and do that for you. If that's the result you want, and you just, advertise the, so it's like you're trying to think.
Well, I mean, a ton of people do that on Fiverr of
Mhm.
like, hey, I have this like 100,000 person audience on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And it's like
Mhm.
$25 to promote your offer to that group. But it's like, most of the time the groups just like suck and they're dead and you never get anything.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that is a business model, but do you want to be that guy? It's kind of like, it's like on Fiverr and stuff like that. It's like you can pay to get like 10,000 visitors to your site, but they're crap visitors that aren't going to do anything anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you have you're very clear on your audience,
Mhm.
you have a very clear offer, you have a good funnel, you
Mhm.
could just go out and find someone who has a list, who's your exact market, and be like, hey, here's $500 to promote it to your audience. And if
Mhm.
their audience is like 5,000 people, well, even if you get just one sale out of that, well,
Yeah.
you still made a profit.
Assuming your offer is more than $500.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking of like your $1,000 offer as an example.
Uh-huh.
Because that's the beauty of having a funnel. Then you can just find audiences and be like, here's the offer.
Mhm.
There's a link. And it's like, maybe it won't work, but it's like, even if you start small of like, all right, find an audience that seems like a right fit, ask a few questions to make sure like this is a good fit, and then just buy 100 clicks and see what
Yeah.
happens. It's like, if you want to do that, like I have a list of questions to ask. The person's like, how did you grow your list? Like, what are their interests? Like, what's the last offer you promoted that converted really well? What's the last one you promoted that didn't convert well? And it gives you a really good idea of if the list is the right fit for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I feel like your offer is already there. You just need to clarify it and like build a funnel. And
Mhm.
once you do that, then you can just go out and either do it for free and like post in groups and stuff like that, or pay for like solo ads or pay for advertising or whatever it is. But it's like, once you have that funnel, you have all those other options. Whereas for now, your option is find people who are a right fit and reach out to them individually.
Mhm.
Their cat in the corner.
I know I'm looking at the
Okay.
whiteboard of the notes I've been taking. So I mean, we're really talking, like, I'm talking about growing your audience, engaging your audience, and converting your audience.
What if you tried something very simple? Something of like, hey, this is the basic offers. Like, let me build an audience for you of raving fans to like explode your business and income or whatever the offer is.
Mhm.
And it's like, just, hey, here's a link, book an appointment in my calendar, let's have a chat. And it's
Yeah.
like that, I think you're going to have a better conversion rate. So it's like, even if you have to pay a bit, but it's like, if you pay like a couple $100 to run a solo ad for a list that's a good fit, and you get like 10 people to sign up, even if none of them sign up to your offer, by having conversations with those 10 people, you're going to learn exactly what people want and need and how much they're willing to pay.
It's true.
And just that information can be super valuable to you.
Mhm. Well, I know, I mean, I've already had conversations with people that are like, they want to know how to start a group, or they have a group, but they're not engaged and it's not growing. So I don't want to take my, like, I already have some people, but it's dead and it's not growing. So like, how do I get them to participate? And how do I get more people? So grow and engage.
So yeah, what if you did like a marketing round and like you're pitching the offer, but
Mhm.
what you're really after is information. It's like, hey, if I get a client out of it, great. But
Yeah.
that's not my goal. My goal is to figure out exactly what people want,
Mhm.
what they need, and how much they're willing to pay for it. That
Yeah.
way, once that information, if you get a client, awesome. If you don't, well, it costs you $100 to get that information, and then you can use that information to tailor the offer
Yeah.
and hopefully see a lizard with no tail.
Mhm.
That's really weird. I think the end of its tail got bitten off. But yeah, I think that might be a good approach for you. Just like get the ball rolling. Maybe you'll get a client or a couple. If not, you get a research, which is really valuable for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, oh, the other thing is that like what I'm talking about right now is like, this is literally what Felix wants. Like he's an example of the kind of client that I'm looking for. It's like he has an established business. He's making money. I mean, if we weren't friends, he probably would be asking somebody to do this because he's said multiple times like, I don't know how to do this. I just want it done. And so it's like he wants a large community. He wants more people. He also mentioned he wanted alignment.
All right, my question is,
Mhm.
why didn't he hire you yet? Like, did you make him an offer? It sounds like he's saying he needs what you're offering.
Mhm.
So it sounds like you have a client there just waiting for you to make an offer.
Yeah.
And it's like he's successful enough that he can afford to pay for a service.
Mhm. Yeah.
And you could even be like, hey, let's make a deal. Like I need to like perfect this process
Mhm.
and get like feedback and get a testimonial and everything. So I'm going to charge you a discounted price for this.
Mhm.
Like, what arrangement can you make with them so that you're both happy, you're both satisfied, and you both benefit from it?
Yeah.
Because like we're trying to come up with like funnels and everything and ways to get clients. Like you literally have a potential client just standing there waiting for you.
Yeah.
Ooh, what if you found a client who's really good at building funnels and you're just like, hey, I'll help you build my audience or your audience if you help me build my funnel. It's like at the end, you get another testimonial from him and you get a funnel.
Yeah.
It's like in the beginning, even if you don't get paid, if you just find people
Mhm.
who are good at the things that you're not good at or you don't want to do and just exchange your service for what they do, and they're literally like building your business. Just like you're getting practice, you're getting testimonials, and they're building the business for you.
Mhm.
That would be good.
So what I need to do is I need to find somebody who has a VA service and do this process. Because I mean, I think what I'm going to need help with is like some of the task is execution.
But can you just hire VAs to do that? Like VAs really aren't that expensive, and in the beginning, you don't need them to do that much work.
I don't know. I've never hired a VA. I don't know what
Sure.
is actually entailed. Hmm.
Just convince Bobby to finally get a VA, and then he can tell you what you need to do. Oh, dude. If I was rich, I would totally do that. I would like hire a VA and like give them to Bobby as like a birthday present. Like, happy birthday, here's that VA you wanted.
What was on his thing? It's like the big promise needs to be emotional. Believable, emotional. Let's see.
Hold on, let me try something. Something probably dumb and I'm probably gonna fall. No, this hammock isn't big enough. Never mind. I have to do the thing where like you take the hammock and like flip upside down, but it's not wide enough. If I do that, I would just fall out. You seem to be thinking very hard.
I was trying to figure out what I was trying to remember something from this morning, my conversation with you. Let's see here. So,
All right, let's float it. Let's just talk about something completely different.
all right.
Okay, just for a fun experiment. It's still in the same vein, but it's different. So going back to what I was saying before of like, we're idiots, like we have all these skills. We have all we need to succeed, yet we haven't succeeded. So just for a fun experiment of going back to the old days of like, would it be possible to pay people to succeed? It's like this strategy is, or this question would be, how can we use the skills we already have to start generating money quickly and easily? Rob a bank. We're really good at strategizing and come up with plans.
So how would we, so the question is like, can we pay someone to make them successful or make us successful?
No, I was just like using that as an example, you know, like a year and a half ago or whatever. And when we were first starting, we're like, can we pay someone to go through our course and, you know, get results?
Oh, right.
I mean, like that kind of thinking of like hypothetical, like, all right, we have all these skills. How can we use the skills we already have to generate money quickly and easily? Ooh, you could sell
Okay.
your hair.
This is genuine.
And see, that's an option you have. You could sell your hair. I can't. Not only is it too short, but there's too many white hairs. They wouldn't want it.
I have a lot of
So
gray here.
really doesn't show on video.
Yeah, I've got a lot of gray on the sides, but people don't seem to notice. People tell me all the time, it's like, you look so young. I'm like, I have a lot of gray. I don't know
Oh,
why people don't see it.
you look young because you don't have wrinkles.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, you have you don't look Asian, but you have that like
Yeah.
advantage that Asian people
The
have.
like, mhm.
I'm pure white. Like I'm total white. Like I crack and I look old. It's like sucks to be me. Like I have a lot of advantages. It's like, you know, I'm white, I'm a guy. It's like all these things, but that is pretty much the one disadvantage I have. It's like
Yeah.
I have a white complexion.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you. So Sarah told me I should set the intention to figure this out. But I'm like, what is the thing that makes me special? Like, why? Let me say it a different way.
I was just thinking special as in the mentally challenged. Mode.
Well, I think we already know that that's maybe that's what makes me special is that I'm that kind of special.
Okay,
But
but this is a fun exercise. What makes you special?
like, because it's not the community, it's not the fact that I'm like creative or musical. It's like, what is the thing behind all of that that's actually creating the person that I am? Like, what is it that across all the different people that I know that constantly recognize or see something in me that I don't see myself? Like, I haven't been able to flip that switch and be like, oh, that's what it is that draws people to me consistently.
Um, all right, you're dumb in the best way possible. You like to have fun and just kind of like mess around and not take things seriously. Like it always ends up being productive. It's like you make being productive fun. And I don't know if this might just be for me and the way like I've approached our friendship, but you always get me to see what I need to do. And it's like it's gotten to the point where it's like I start recording a message, it's like, I don't know if I should do this. And by then it's like, crap, I gotta do it, don't I? It's like it's a message, you haven't even responded. So it's like, I don't know if that's something about you or just something about the friendship we've created or the way that I approach it. But that is something really valuable about
Mhm.
our. Also, you're very selfless because I feel like a lot of the times during these discussions, we're talking about like my business or my things. And sometimes I'm like, what's in it for him? Like, where does he get value in this?
Mhm.
So it's like talking to you always generates a lot of value for the other person. Let's see. I mean, you're definitely good at recognizing other people's value. All right, one thing that's the opposite, but one thing you need to work on is being more of a dick. Because like sometimes I feel like we both have that, and that's why we're both trying to lean into that. It's like
Mhm.
we're always so positive and we always like encourage people and support people that sometimes we're doing a disservice by not calling them out on their crap,
Mhm.
which I think is something we both need to work on, and we're both realizing that and we're both starting to work on it. But that's
Yeah.
definitely like something that would make you more valuable. Even though people don't always appreciate it, they always benefit from it.
Mhm.
Like how the conclusion is like, yeah, you need to be more of an asshole.
So
It's funny because I was gonna say like, your whole thing is audience. So it's like you bring people together, but actually that's
I
what I
mean,
do.
what
Like
if
I bring people together and then you kind of take it from there. So I'm like, these people are cool. Let's create a group. And I'm like, all right, Aaron, you take care of it now.
what if that's the magic of like why people like us? It's like everybody else, like in some sense, what you're saying is right. It's like you do need to be an asshole in some sense. But what if you could outsource that? Like, what
Ooh,
if somebody
wait,
else
wait.
can
Are
be
you
the
saying you're
asshole
gonna pay
for
me to
you?
be an asshole? Because I would totally do that.
Rent an asshole.
Dude, that would be such a cool. Oh man.
That would be the crudest name for a business for like an escort service. Um,
But
no,
dude,
but
I like
what
that.
I'm
I feel
wondering is
like
like
people would totally do
maybe
that.
that's
But I feel like that business model would work. It's like everyone has a friend where it's like someone just need to put them in their place, but I'm their friend. I can't do that. Otherwise, it's going to ruin the friendship.
yeah.
But I want to help them. So I'm going to hire this person to anonymously go and tell them, like, hey, you're like doing this. Don't do that. You're being an ass. Like, just like get in their face and tell them the harsh truth.
Yeah. Oh, snap. And then because of our personalities, like we're naturally like get along with people. So it's like, even though the behavior is like a kind of an asshole behavior of, all right, you need to look at the shit and like acknowledge it. It's like by doing that in a really kind way, like you can, I don't know if that's something people really need. It's like maybe they just need the bad guy to like hate for having taken them through that experience, and then like they deal with it and they just, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's a cool concept, but I also think that if that was our job, we would just end up either hating ourselves or actually becoming assholes. Like, I don't think in the long run that would be healthy for us.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we recognize that we need access to that tool more. So maybe like maybe getting paid to do that and like so it naturally spills into other things that need that energy. I mean, maybe you need to learn how to do it, and then it kind of goes too much, so that you can learn how to like how much is enough. It's like where does it need to stop?
Oh, by the way, this reminds me of something. I thought I'd give you a freebie. Okay, this brings it up an interesting concept. What if we could get paid to develop the skills we want to develop and become the people we want to become? It's like we feel like we need to be more of an asshole just because that'll allow us to be more balanced and it's going to provide more value to people. So how can we get paid to do that? Or it's like, all right,
So
we want to learn how to attract money. How can we get paid to do that? We want to, let's say, get in the best shape of our lives. How can we get paid to do that? So it's like is there a way to live our lives in such a way that we just get paid to do what we want to do?
Right. So maybe I should just ask Felix if he'll pay me for this. Be like, all right, dude, this is what you want in your community. You literally told me you want these outcomes. And you say that I'm like better at this than you. Like either you believe that I can do it and have the right information for you, or you're just asking me to do it to see like how much I'm willing to do for you, or like how much I really know. It's like, so where are you on that? It's like, do you actually believe in this working? And are you willing to pay me to do that? Or is this just like, you know, yeah, like you're giving me free advice because we all have ideas about stuff.
Hmm.
I don't know. I wonder, okay, this is, maybe that's the thing. Maybe the pattern that's happening here, what I'm asking is like, what is the thing that you like about me? It's like the fact that I'm willing to be friends with people. Like,
Yeah, sure.
I think people, like for instance, Felix has talked about the fact that he doesn't understand why some people are irritated or triggered by him. I'm like, I completely understand why, because there's aspects of the way that he communicates that it's like he only sees things from his perspective and he thinks he's being very helpful. And that's fine. There's no rule that like everybody has to understand it. But and I think on some level he conceptually understands that too. Like he's kind of released the expectation like not everybody's gonna get him or experience him as helping them. Like it's really their own issue. But I think he's like part of the thing that I've noticed with Felix is like he's sort of like appreciated that I've continued being friends with him over time. And it's like, I wonder if that's just like the fact that I show up is what, like that by itself is different enough that people, like that's the value that I'm there.
I mean, that does make sense because to keep going with the Felix example, it's like he's a great guy and everything, but I just didn't connect with him.
Mhm.
So I didn't make any effort whatsoever to keep in touch. And you have. And I think you're right. I think you care enough to stay in touch and to maintain the friendship. Whereas a lot of other people, it's like, even Jessica and Bobby, it's like they make somewhat of an effort, but it's like from their perspective, I completely understand because I used to be like them. It's like there needs to be a reason, there needs to be a benefit to this.
Mhm.
And I think for you, it's like the benefit is just being friends.
Mhm.
And it's like I definitely have that with you, but I don't have that with everyone. And I feel like for you, it comes easier. Like you
Mhm.
can easily, well, relatively easily become and stay friends with pretty much anyone. You might not become like super close friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of entirely up to them. It's like, if you like, I'm not gonna chase you down and just like, I insist on being your friend, but it's like, you know, keep the door open for sure.
This reminds me of the concept we came up with like last year of like getting paid to be someone's friend. Because like we know that being friends with someone who's an entrepreneur is going to be very valuable for them.
Mhm.
It's hard to explain that to people and get it to understand it. But it's like we've proven with our friendship and like Jessica and Bobby, it's like
Yeah.
being friends with each other has made us all so much better.
Mhm.
It's like, maybe that's your thing. Maybe that's not the offer, but maybe that's what you deliver on.
Mm. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's like a coach that you can be friends with.
So, I mean, I feel like you might need to do a little experimentation to figure this out, but it's like, if you can clarify the results that your friendship brings to people,
Mhm.
you can sell that result. And the way
Yeah,
you deliver on it is by being their friend.
yeah.
It's like,
And I
say,
think,
being a friend with someone for a year ends up like doubling their income in their business or whatever. Like whatever that result
yeah,
ends up being, you can sell that result. It's like, hey, we'll work together for a year and it'll double your profits in your business.
yeah.
And the way you deliver is like, let's just be friends and have conversation.
Hmm. So is there a way, like a puppy? Maybe that's that puppy energy of like, I just want to love you. I just want to be your friend. I just want to eat you, even if you're not food. Um, yeah. So on some level, it's like that's part of the experience that you get when you're with me. And I don't know that that's what people would buy necessarily, but I could definitely, if it was me as the client, like I've had the experience of like buying into people's systems and ecosystems, and I felt like it was very impersonal. It's like people who work with people, they are professionally friendly, but I never feel like I'm actually connected to them. And I feel like for the people who connection is actually important to them, like that's not something that costs. I mean, maybe there is a cost that I haven't realized in terms of just my time, but like, what's coming up for you?
It may be a bullshit excuse, or it may be a mind-blowing revelation. I'm not quite sure. But what you just described, like you buy into someone's ecosystem and you just feel like, well, they got my money, they don't care about me, they like, I'm not friends with them, I have no contact with them. What if that's the reason why we've learned all these skills, but we haven't succeeded? Because what we need is connection with someone. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, we've both bought into various like ClickFunnels programs, but we've
Yeah,
never actually had any direct contact with Russell Brunson. So
right.
we've never actually succeeded. And same with all the other things. So it's like, what if that's what we need? What if that's what's holding us back? So it's like, that could be it. But then again, there's the other, like the downside of like, okay, we're best friends. We keep talking. It's like we come up with all these ideas, but we don't
Mhm.
actually do anything. So does a deeper connection actually help us accomplish things or not?
I
Or
think
maybe,
so. I
I
mean,
think
for
so, yeah,
me,
because, okay, the value of our friendship is constant growth, constantly learning, coming up, brainstorming, ideas, all those things. That's the value we get from each other. Now we just need to make friendships with people who have different values that they bring. So it's like someone who's, I need to become good friends with someone who's really good at building a newsletter. I have to become really good friends with someone who's really good at building funnels. Not so I can be like, hey, can you do this for me? But it's like just by being friends of like, oh, you're doing this, like, oh, can I check it out? Like, how can I help? And it's just like, I think being friends with someone like that is going to instinctively or automatically generate the results that we want.
all right. So this is something I'm gonna try to test out. Because if this hypothesis is true, we just found our $1 million. If friendship equals success, then all I have to do is build a program that teaches people how to build communities where friendship is the norm of the culture. They build a funnel and a system that facilitates real relationship friendship. I mean, that's what we're talking about, and that's what people say that they want to do, but like they have to actually be bought into the real life, like whatever it's going to take. Like if this community is not generating actual friendships, we're failing. So if you're not willing to go on that ride, I'm not the guy to help you build your community. And like really figuring out how to solve that problem. If that's the case, if the reason why like more heart-centered people aren't succeeding is because they don't feel like somebody's actually invested in them as a person and actually wants to see them succeed, not for their business to have testimonials, not to, it's like, no, I believe in you because I love you, like you as the person. I don't give a shit about like how your success comes. Like once you love yourself the way that I see you, like we're done. You don't have to make $1 million. Who cares? But if what you really want is to like go build a successful business, I'm cheering you on. Like that's what we want to help build into the ecosystem of the communities that I'm creating, is real, genuine connection.
All right. What you need to do is not build audiences. You need to build families. And like any family, the bigger it gets, the more it's going to spread out. And there's going to be like different familial groups within that, but everyone's interconnected by the same family. So it's like, you know, you have the center of it that's like the main family. And then there's going to be like, you know, daughters and sons and like cousins and stuff like that. And there's going to be other family groups within that, but they're all part of the same extended family. And if you're able to create that kind of like energy, that kind of mindset within the audience, that, I mean, because we look at, you know, our little group, it's like we call ourselves like soul family because like we're so close that we've become a family. It's like that's what you need to do for audiences, just on a not necessarily bigger scale, but it's like there's going to be one big broad family and then like multiple small families within that.
Yeah. It needs to be the place where people, it's the hangout bar in the sitcom. Like that's what your community needs to be.
I just
where
realized
everybody goes when the boring part of their life is done. They're like, yes, I get to go to my, like hang out with my friends.
Okay. We're like, our little group is kind of like a family. It's kind of like we're brothers and sisters. And because we kind of create our own group, there is no like, you know, mother or father. In a group, like for someone, it's like you create, it's like, okay, they're the mother or the father.
Mm-hmm.
In our case, the parent would be entrepreneurship. It would be business. It would be money. It would be personal growth. Like those are the parents. Those are the things that brought us together.
Mm-hmm.
Without them, we wouldn't be together. We wouldn't exist.
So your values are like the parents of the actual family you're a part of.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh man. So it's like that's your real soul family. And if you're like you're trying to find the place where you belong, and so you go into these places that say, oh, I'm all about helping you grow a business, I'm all about helping you self-improve, like improve yourself, and really what they're about is about selling you into their program. It's like they didn't build a system to help you connect to other people who have those values, so you feel like, oh, I'm home, I finally found my family. their entire ecosystem is built to sell you. And it's like, that's a part of what you have to do to protect yourself and grow your kingdom as an entrepreneur. But if we're going to say we're about connection, then let's actually be about connection. And like, here are the things that need to happen is we need to start identifying what family are you actually part of? And then let's connect you with those people. And
Yeah, because if you build a community that is like a family and multiple little families within it, like they help each other and they only reach out to the mother or father, which is, whoever created the group, whoever hired you. It's like, it's kind of like a normal family of like siblings get together and kind of like help each other out. And they only go to the parent when they really need help.
mhm,
And it's like, if you as the parent, as the person who's in charge of the group and kind of like the figure of the group, if you're seen helping your children, people are like, oh my God, this guy's awesome.
mhm.
And it's like, naturally, they're going to want to buy in and learn more. Even if they're like, they don't necessarily need that one-on-one interaction. They're like, oh, wow, he's actually helping his community. He's actually friends with us.
Mhm.
I think you're right. If you have that family culture within the group.
Yeah. So I'm not looking for entrepreneurs who want to scale. And I'm not looking for people who want to build audiences. I'm looking for people who want to, like, they actually want to be friends with their clients in addition to making an impact. It's like the person that hasn't been able to succeed in growing is the person who hasn't found somebody who's actually willing to be friends with them while they learn what they need to learn. Because you have to have a relationship where you're in it no matter what, long enough to get to the place where you succeed. And if you can have experience and then bring that into your community where you're willing to do that for other people too, I mean, the right people, nobody can duplicate that. Nobody can duplicate you. So the people who are the right fit for your program are the people who want to be friends with you, who want the results. It's like you can literally get paid to be friends with you.
All right, two things. First of all, I feel like a lizard peeling off my skin, or a snake, whichever. Second of all,
Something bit off your tail.
oh no, my tail's gone. Second of all is maybe your offer is completely different than what you think it is. And it's like, let me help you build the group or the friendship or the business family that you need to succeed. Because like, if you look at our group, it's like, we just kind of like created because we all got along and we all had like a similar interest. But it's like, if we took that, like that process more strategically of like, all right, this is the business I want to build. So I need to find, like, as an example, using my business, like, okay, I would need to find and make friends with someone who's really good at building funnels and getting people to opt in and convert. Finding someone who's really good at running a newsletter. Someone who's a really good affiliate marketer. If I had those three people and I was friends with those three people, like, it would be impossible for me not to succeed.
Yeah.
Because just being friends with him, it's like, hey, what are you doing? How's business going? Like, hey, I want to do something. Like, do you have any suggestions? It's like being friends with those people, even if it's just like small touch-ins here and there, would be so much more valuable than someone who's made 100 million online. Is like, I'll teach you how to do it, but it's so impersonal that it's completely useless.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, that's the difference between friends and clients. So it's like, as an example, the guy that I opted into and like in the beginning, the one that got me back into, affiliate marketing, everything is like, he's considering changing his business model to a subscription where people get access to everything. And it's like, okay, from the client's perspective, that is great. From my perspective, this sucks because I invested multiple thousands of dollars into your system with the promise that I can sell that and make a commission off every
Yeah.
sale. But if you just make everything available for one price,
Mhm.
that screws up my whole business model.
Yeah.
And I reached out to support being like, hey, if he does this shift, like, and I'm not satisfied and I don't like the new business model, can I opt out? Is there a way for me to get a refund? It's like, sorry, the 30-day refund period is done. So basically they're saying, we got your money, screw you, we don't care.
Mhm.
And that's the difference between being friends with someone and being someone's client.
Yeah.
When you're a client, they can decide to change whenever they want, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Mhm.
When you're friends with someone, they're going to take you in consideration when they make changes.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to help you and see you succeed because they're your friend. So how do we replicate this process that we did for, well, actually, if I needed to replicate this process that I did for the mastermind that we created and then the resulting family,
Mhm.
would be find a group with the people, the kind of people that are doing what I want to do. So let's say like an affiliate marketing group, and then do a challenge in there where every day I provide value and share within the group. And as a result of that, people are automatically going to reach out and send friend requests and stuff like that and just have conversations with people until I find the right person that seems like a good fit and just become friends with them.
Mhm.
That's exactly what I did to become friends with you and Jessica and Bobby and how the mastermind came to be. And it's like, I didn't realize I was doing that. It just happened. But that's the
So
process
walk
I
me
went.
through that again. I feel like yeah, just
I was just in the group and I forget where it was. At some point, someone mentioned something in one of the like trainings, and it was the value of like, hey, just provide value for other people. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do a challenge. There's 40 days till the end of the year. So I'm going to do a challenge of try to provide as much value to as many people as I can. So every day I would just record a video, either teaching something or sharing something or encouraging people. And it's like, I ended up speaking, like getting at least like 150 like friend requests as a result of that, speaking to maybe 50, 100 people, making friends with a few. And as a result of that, like the mastermind was created. So I think it would be that same process of find an audience of people who are already successful or interested in doing what I'm doing or what I want to learn, such as affiliate marketing or how to build newsletters or whatever, and do some sort of challenge within that.
Mhm.
So it's like I'm in front of people often enough that it's automatically going to attract people who want to be friends with me.
Yeah.
And it's like that was exhausting. That period where I like literally have between 4 and 6 Zoom meetings with like people every day. And it's like they were just having conversations, but it's like it was exhausting, which is why I kind of stopped doing that. But it's like, hey, if that's a process I need to go through again in order to find those people, it's like that's worth it.
Mhm.
But if I'm more intentional about it, then I can be like, I don't have to do as much work. Because before I was just doing it to do it. And it's like I'd speak to everyone. But it's like I realized, okay, of the 4 people that are still in the group, we were 6 in the beginning. It's like 5 out of those 6 people were around my age range.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's going to be easier to make friends with someone who's within the same age group that I am. So that would be one criteria. The other criteria is, I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out as I do it. So I guess once again, networking.
How can we reinvent networking? How do we funify networking? or make it into like friend working, like like chosen family.
Well, instead of using a net, we can use a bag, so we could be bag workers. I'm the world's foremost bag worker.
Let's see.
Oh, another strategy would be going to events. Except that costs money. So for now, the free strategy would be just find Facebook groups, join them, provide value, and just make friends as a result. I wish I could just kind of like take all of it off in one like go of like, okay, it's gone, moving on. This reminds us of the conversation we had yesterday, where the conclusion we came to was we need to provide like value and to help people in order for the universe to reward us. And we're thinking like, okay, the universe is probably going to reward us like with money and success and stuff like that. But what if the universe rewards us with friendships that then allow us to do the things we need to do to be successful?
So what are you asking? What are the things that we need to do?
I don't know. We just jumped around so much that I don't know what I was asking.
You know what I'm realizing is nobody has an official term for the place that sitcom characters go to hang out.
Huh.
I don't, that can't be true. That can't be right. There's got to be a term for it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
All right. How do we keep from overthinking this?
Talk about something else.
What?
Talk about something else.
I heard what you said, but I didn't understand what you said.
Just keep floating, like keep
Ah,
just
okay.
moving on. What is it that we like about Bobby and
Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, I mean, I don't know. Jessica, it's like even the first conversation. Like, you know, when you speak to someone, you're like, it feels like I'm talking to myself. Like it just happened. We were at the same spot at the same time, going through the same thing, and we're just like, oh, well, I'm experiencing this. And it's like, oh yeah, me too. And it's like, there's that period. And it's like, it still kind of does that to some degree. But that was really in the beginning. Like there was never any period of, oh, we need to get used to each other and get to know each other. Whereas I feel like for you is a little more gradual. It's like eventually we got to a point where we're like, holy crap, that person's awesome. But I think in the beginning, like it took a few conversations before we got to that point. And I don't remember what it was about Bobby. It's just like his energy. He just like has a good energy of like, you
yeah,
feel good talking to him, you know?
yeah.
It's weird because like I'm trying to remember like the first interactions we had, but so much has happened since then that it's very vague in my mind.
Yeah.
I just remember like the first conversation we had. I was like, oh, that guy's like pretty cool guy, but I didn't think it would lead to anything. Like we got along, you seemed like cool, but it's just, I don't know. I think it took a few conversations at some point when I think it's when like I found out that you were homeschooled that I'm just like, oh, okay, we have that in common. And then it just kind of like unclicked from that moment on.
Yeah. I think we had like, I think we did like 2 different calls. Whereas like we bumped into each other in the group. I must have commented on one of the videos you did in the challenge. I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't think it was in the Get Ahead challenge. I think we connected in the whatever the program they were selling after the coaching program.
Yeah, it was the
Virtual coach, yeah.
virtual coach. It was like the trial, like, I don't know, it was like a 30-day trial run of their subscription program or something.
Oh, really? Because I completely bought in like full like $2,000, then went through, and the conclusion was I already have all the skills that I need to be a coach. I don't actually need this training. So I think I ended up getting a refund for that. But it was worth it, so I met you.
What if we did that? What if we buy into high-end programs planning to get a refund? Just go in there so that we find the people that we really like want to be friends with, and then leave.
Ooh. It's funny because after getting a refund, I mean, I asked for a refund. I haven't gotten it yet, but for this most recent course,
Mhm.
I realized like it's super easy if you want to like buy a course, either go through the content or even like, because a lot of them use like what's that video hosting program that they use for a lot of courses? Not Wistia, but the other one.
Yeah, Kajabi. Kajabi licenses Wistia.
No, it's kind of like YouTube, but they charge for it, and a lot of content creators use it to host their videos.
Vimeo.
No, what is it? Anyway, that Vimeo. There we go, Vimeo. It's really easy to like purchase a course, download an extension on Chrome to be able to download Vimeo videos, download the entire content, get a refund, and keep the course.
Mhm.
And part of me is like, I'm leaning into being an asshole. Should that be my new thing? Just purchase courses that seem valuable to me, download them, use the information, and get a refund.
Totally
And it's
good.
like, I don't, part of me doesn't want to, but another part of me is like, who cares? Like, if it's really valuable, I can just go back in the future and buy it again. But I feel like a lot of those courses are very similar. So it's like you get a few nuggets of useful information.
Mhm.
The rest is kind of useless to you. And it's like, is it worth paying $1,000 for a few nuggets of information?
Mhm.
Not really. It's like, I feel kind of bad having that as a strategy.
Mhm.
But if the strategy is go in to have access to the group, then it's like, well, you didn't really use the content. So it's like, there is no downside to them. You're just going in and providing value to the group until you make friends,
Mhm.
and then you just get a refund. So that could be a good strategy.
Yeah.
Like the other thing, like with that mindset, I was thinking the lowest buy-in for that let me build a list for you offer was $1,500 for we're going to build a funnel for you, and you're also going to get a commission bump to all our products where you make 90% commission rather than 40%. And I'm like, would it be worth buying it just for that bump? And then I could literally get email, e-transfer you the money, get you to buy it. I get the 90% commission. So it's costing me 10% of the cost of the course to get the entire course.
Mm.
So it's like they have a course that's $1,500. I could get that for $150. So I'm like, is that worth the $1,500 buy-in? I came to the conclusion, not really,
Mhm.
but that could be a good strategy. But I think again, a better strategy is just buy the course and get a refund. And part of me is like, that's mean. That's taking advantage of people. But at the end of the day, not really. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to rationalize it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't offer a refund if they didn't plan for that eventuality. It's like, if you
Yeah.
really can't afford for people to not refund your stuff, don't offer a refund.
And by the way, I just encountered for the first time ever a refund strategy that I'd never seen before. So the course that I purchased using your link, and then I'm like, yeah, okay, they didn't deliver on the promise they made, so I'm going to get my money back. I reached out saying hey, I feel like I was promised a copy and paste approach, and that's not what I got, so I would like a refund. And they responded saying oh, sorry, you didn't get the value. Here's a $200 refund, and then increasing your refund period to 60 days. So you have until this date to decide if you want to get a refund.
Mm.
So they're basically here's a portion of the refund, and here's an extra reason to stay in longer.
Mm.
And that's a cool strategy. I never thought of it. Didn't work because I still want a refund and I still asked for it. But it's an interesting strategy. And I'm sure a percentage of people who ask for a refund end up being oh, well, I got $200. I can use that for advertising and I'm staying in the program for 30 days more. And they just end up either changing their mind or they forget about it and don't get the refund. So that's a good refund strategy.
So they're paying you to stay in your program,
Yeah, literally.
but they're paying you out of the money that you paid them.
Yeah.
So maybe that's how you do it, is you get somebody to pay you, and then maybe you have a downsell that's I'll pay you to do the first part of this course, so you get an easy win. It's if you want to go through this extra help accelerator or whatever, blah blah blah. I don't know.
I'm not sure I understand.
I don't even.
Okay, then I don't feel so bad. I just feel like a lizard. Okay, so should that be our strategy? Because like you're saying, the people who have bought into high-end courses are a way more high quality of people.
Mhm.
So if you purchase the course and go into the community and then provide value and try to make friends with people in there, then but the downside of that is people who are purchasing courses, let's say like, okay, I buy a course teaching me how to be an affiliate marketer. People who purchase that course aren't successful affiliate marketers, otherwise they wouldn't purchase it.
Right.
So I'm just making friends with people who are at the same stage as I am.
Yeah, you'd have to probably target more like masterminds rather than
Yeah.
info courses. Like there was a membership that I saw that I wish I had bookmarked. There was an ad for it, and it was like there's people in there like who were um they had a whole bunch of founders, people who worked for like who were like C-level execs at different companies and stuff. It was like $500 a year or something ridiculous. Like it wasn't that expensive. I was like, dude, you want like high-quality leads, like going into a place and making friends with people, like is a great way to like narrow the prospects as opposed to like infinite, sea of like if you go on LinkedIn Navigator, obviously you can get access to people's lists, but it's like you have to narrow them by some criteria.
Actually, the strategy would be, how can we make friends with the people giving the course? That would be valuable because like
Mhm.
if someone's selling a course, like a $1,000, $2,000 course on a specific subject, that means he's really successful. So if we can find a strategy to allow us to make friends with those kinds of people, even if we don't get the refund, like even if it costs us like $1,000 to make friends with that person, that is totally worth it.
Yeah.
So how would we go about doing that?
So maybe that's who I should target is like course creators. Like people who have a product that's worth charging a lot of money for, and now they just need like a consistent lead flow. And so building the community is one of the ways that you could do that organically. Is if you already have a course, so then you have an offer. Like if you haven't put together an offer, I'm not sure I want to talk to you. Then I'm having to do a bunch of work that's like that's not my expertise.
Like I already have a bunch of unsuccessful friends. I don't need another one. But what if we used a business approach to making friends? So it's like, all right, this is my, like, instead of ideal customers, like this is my ideal friend. And then we do research and figure out like, all right, how do I pitch this person so they want to become my friend? And the thing is, like, even through that challenge that I did, even in the Get Ahead challenge, it's like I did make friends, well, at least get in contact. I didn't keep the friendship up just because we didn't get along that well, but it's like a few people I've spoke to were millionaires. They were successful.
Mhm.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that because they're in a group that, so I guess it would have to be like maybe course isn't the best strategy, because the course just gets people who are already committed, but they're people who want to learn. Whereas in groups about a specific topic, then there's people who are there who are successful. Just like the Get Ahead Challenge, it's like a group for coaches. It's like a community for coaches.
Mhm.
So I don't know how many of them, like how many people who are already successful and like actually bought the program. But there were a lot of them inside the group itself. Actually, that's not true. Like the guy, like back then, he like became a mentor for a while, and it just like, I don't know, it didn't work out, but it's like he was very successful, and it's like selling all the other people's coaching programs and selling his own and stuff like that. And it's like he bought the course just to see like, is there anything I can learn from this that I don't already know?
Right.
And his conclusion was, nope, not really. And his strategy is like, all right, to pay for this, I'm going to get one client from within this audience to pay back the cost that I invest. So maybe this is a good strategy.
Yeah, that's how you could get paid to learn stuff, is you basically, instead of going to free groups, you're going into like the audience that have already paid for something and building and networking in that pool. So it's like if you get one person that pays for your time being there, so you're learning for free. You get another person, you're ahead. And if you're just getting 2 or 3 clients at a time, and you're just, and man, this is a good idea.
It is. It's good for you, because you have like a high-end product that you're offering.
Mhm.
For me, it's like I just want to build my newsletter and promote other people's stuff on the back end. So it doesn't work for me. It works though to build friendships.
Mhm.
Like, hey, if I can find like just a couple friends of like one friend who's good at running successful affiliate newsletters, one friend who's good at building funnels, and one friend who's good at giving people a ton of money for free, I'll be good. But I like the idea of like going into courses with the intention of getting a refund, so you know you don't have anything to lose, providing value within the audience and making friends. Like that seems like a good strategy, because you're learning from the course, you're providing value. So even if you get a refund, you're not taking advantage of the person or the community, because you provided value while you were there. And then if you make friends on the back end, that's a bonus. So it's like you have nothing to lose and everything to gain, and you're not really taking advantage of anyone.
Ooh. Okay. There's got to be a way to make this work. There's got to be a way to make this work. Okay. So for coaches who want better retention, what if you could offer
Look at my Fred. Wow.
what if you could offer a service where you go through their course, you recommend what like things that are obstacles and people sticking around, but like your real goal is, I am going to follow up the people who ask for a refund or stop subscribing to your service. So you're not going after their clients or anybody that is, you're going after somebody who's like, I don't feel like this helped me. I don't feel like they listened, blah, 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 blah. So you're going after all the people who are kind of jaded, and you as the service provider are basically going into their community, doing an assessment. You have access to their information, to their course, their process, so you can see it from like a professional level. But then you're getting paid to do that and give them your report. And then on top of that, like you're getting names of people that they know are leaving their ecosystem. So you're collecting the, essentially like when you go to like rich neighborhoods, people throw stuff out all the time. It's like furniture, like things that they're done with. I mean, some of the stuff's broken, some of it's just good and they just want it out. And so it's like there are people who go around and pick through other people's trash. So this is like the same, like maybe they're on your list still, but like they've left your ecosystem. Like you've lost part of that relationship already. So like I will go and be somebody different. Be like, hey, I was in this course. I heard you left. Do you mind talking to me about like, and just be their friend. And you get the feedback of like, what was it that made you leave? Like, why did you feel like you weren't making progress? Or what didn't you like about the coach? About that kind of thing. You can share that as a service, get paid to do that. But then you, by being friends with people who are leaving other people's programs, by you just being a friend to them, be like, yeah, I don't believe in that. Like all of the stuff that I do is like, I only work with people who I am willing to be friends with.
Okay, I like where your mind is, and I have a slight tweak on that idea.
Okay, tweak it.
What if you do that? And it's like, okay, you can charge a service if you want of like, hey, I'm going to come in and like reach out to the people who got refunds and have a conversation and figure out why. And I'm going to give you that information so that you can then go and make your course better. So you can do that and offer that as a service. And then on the back end, what you can do personally is you have a conversation with the person. So you're like, okay, I know what they didn't like about this. So which offer can I go out and find that will give them what they're looking for? And then just offer them that. And you're an affiliate, so you make an affiliate cut on the back end of that. And you know the person is willing to invest because they already spent like $1,000 on the training. It just wasn't the right training for them. So if you find the right one, they're way more inclined to buy because you already like know what they don't want and what they want, and they already proved they're willing to pay. So it's like the conversion would be way higher. And if you're getting paid on the front ends, it's like you get paid to give feedback to the person who they unsubscribed from, and then you sell them another offer that's right for them and get a commission off that. So you're getting essentially paid twice for the same thing.
So you could be like the retention, like service.
But that would be, that feels like a valuable list, like, because it seems like a really bad list of like, hey, people who purchased and got refunds.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's probably really valuable because if you figure out why they got a refund,
Yeah.
then you could have a product that gives them exactly what they wanted but didn't get, and they're going to be way more inclined to get it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you got this. It wasn't for you. For these reasons, I found this program that gives you everything you wanted. Are you interested?
Mm.
So I think it would take some work to figure out like how to get people to give you those leads and how to legally get those leads, because a lot of people, when they get a refund, they unsubscribe from the person, so you can't legally have access to their information. But like, would there be a way to build a list of like rejects and use that to your advantage? Or maybe it's a dumb strategy, I don't know.
There's got to be something. There's got to be a way to do this.
Yeah, if you find a way to convert people, you could like even buy people. It's like, hey, I'm gonna buy all your like rejects. And if you find a way to generate money from the rejects, then you can get like a lot of people for very cheap. It's like, I'm sure a lot of people who have like big news, like email lists, like have a bunch of people who like just don't buy. It's like, if you find a way to convert them and you're like, hey, I'm going to buy your traffic, or you're like that segment of your list that doesn't buy anything, and you find a way to convert them, you can get a crap ton of traffic for very cheap.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is just dumb. It's like, why are we playing in the garbage when we can just, play 10% of people who've actually spent a crap ton of money?
That might be true. I don't know. Maybe this is like one of those strategies like file it away for later. It's like when you're trying to squeeze as much value out of your thing as possible. Like right now we need like the broad strokes with the biggest return on investment.
Because
This
what I
feels
find is, if you have an offer and this offer that you have is compatible with a course or training or something that someone else is giving, and you buy into that, you get access to the audience, and your offer is the like logical next step or the logical addition to whatever they bought into. You're like, hey, like, you just bought this. This is how I help people. Are you interested? And it's like, it fits in perfectly with what they already bought.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's say your offer is like, you help generate traffic for people.
Mhm.
And then you find a course, it's like, I'm going to help you set up your business. What's the next step after getting, like, setting up the business? Getting clients, generating traffic. If that's your offer, the best place to go is the exact people who bought the course to build the business. So it's like you're getting other people to go through the hard work of qualifying and preparing the clients for you. And you just go in and you're like, hey, this is what I'm offering. You interested? All right, if we go back to basics, the thing we're really good at is coming up with business strategies.
Yeah.
How can we get paid for that? Like, one way to get paid for it is use the strategy and implement it,
Yeah.
but we've proven we're not really good at that.
Um, I think there's something here with the something here with the offboarding. Like for programs that aren't doing any follow-up on why their people are leaving. It's like you basically have like a gaping wound and you're not bothering to like put any pressure on it or try to sew it up. You're just like, oh well, I'm bleeding. I hope it stops. It's like if you're not getting any information on how to fix that, like you're just gonna keep having the same problem. And you're like, when you start talking about that problem, you're talking to people who already have clients, who already have a lot of clients, who like they're starting to leave. Not people who's like, oh yeah, I have clients like 3, 4. It's like, I have no idea how I got them. Like 3 of them were my mom.
What you're describing sounds like a fixer. Like we come into a business, figure out what your problems are, and provide solutions to fix it.
Yeah, I feel like if you just niche down to that one problem, it's like you have people that are leaving, you have a business, you have a community, and people ask for a refund. Like people are signing up, but then they don't like the experience. Do you know why? Like, do you have a relationship with them at like they trust you enough that when they say this isn't for me, that you can have a conversation? Be like, hey, do you mind if I have a quick call with you to find out like what is it that we could have done better so we can make some improvements? Like if you aren't, I mean, maybe you're willing to do that, but the people like just don't even want to talk to you. Maybe you haven't even tried to do that. I don't know. But it seems like this would be valuable to talk about, if nothing else, and see if people resonate with that.
All right, going back to the business fixer idea. What if we treated ourselves as our first clients? So we have this business that we have and that we're setting up. There are problems. What are the problems? How do we come up with solutions?
What business?
I guess that's your biggest problem. You don't have a business.
Yeah, it's like there's no clear deliverables. There's no like what is the product? What is the service? What is the like what's the customer journey? I feel like most of that stuff has yet to be made concrete. And that's what I'm wanting to work on. That's what I'm here to
Right.
figure out.
I guess, yeah, if we want to become clear, I guess my offer isn't really what I'm delivering. Because the question is like, hey, do you want to make money online? It's like, what I'm delivering is I'm delivering ways for you to make money online. That is my service. I'm giving you options. You get to choose which one is right for you.
Give me just a second, Sarah's. All right, so let's do this. So what problem are we trying to solve?
How to fit a triangle into a square. Oh, you just did it. Perfect.
And make money online. Oh no, that's not how to do this. That's the promise. It's like we're gonna help you make money. So make money online. So what are the problems that people have, like who are looking to start making money online? Like why haven't they done
I just realized we have the same business, just a different way of delivering it.
it? Yeah, like that's almost what everybody. I mean,
Actually, that's exactly like
it's like I'm
every,
gonna show you how to make money.
yeah, that is like 90% of businesses out there.
Mhm. And the reason why they fail is they don't actually know how to show you how to make money.
Yep. Well,
So
actually, that's not true. A lot of businesses don't actually show you how to make money, but still succeed.
yeah,
And they succeed because they charge you for the information. They don't charge you for when you're successful. If
yeah.
they charge you for when you're successful, like 80-90% of businesses online would have failed by now.
Mhm. So
So it's like, it's literally give people what they want, not what they need, which is completely counterintuitive because before, like, we need to give people what they need, not what they want. But it's like, no, that's not it. If you want to make money, you got to give them what they want, not what they need.
yeah, what if? So let's flip this on its head. What if the promise is not make money online? It's make friends online. And I know I can deliver on that because if they join my thing, they're gonna have at least one friend, me. Whereas like, and that's not dependent on anything that they do.
Ooh, okay. Idea. What if you sell like success, business success and growth and evolution, however you want to describe that. And the way you deliver on that is by being friends. So it's like, hey, I'm going to help you grow your business, be more successful, streamline, whatever. It's like, whatever that is. And it's like, we do that by you pay me a certain amount. Let's say it's like 10,000 bucks. And we work together for a year and we're just friends. And it's like, if at the end of the year, you don't feel like you got your money's worth, you get a refund. Because I feel like being friends with you and this type of like these types of conversations is so valuable that no one would ask for their money back. Like if they have the money to invest in the beginning, at the
Yeah.
end of the year, there's no way they'd be like, yeah, okay, no, this wasn't worth it.
Mhm.
So it's like, what if you sell them? What you sell is whatever they want. Like, I'm gonna help, I'm gonna make your dreams come true
Mhm.
by becoming your friend and having thought-provoking conversations that allow you to grow and evolve and do the things necessary to be successful. What if what if something concrete? like, I'm gonna help you double your income within the next year. And you charge a decent amount, like 10,000 bucks or whatever, enough that only people who are already successful will have the money to pay for it. And you know that, like, the type of person you are, you can come up with strategies and everything that within a year, they're going to be able to get results. And I mean, it would have to be the right people, but I feel like if they can afford to hire you, they are by definition the right person. So it's like, if you're charging 10,000 bucks for a year and to help you double your income, it's like, you wouldn't pay 10,000 bucks to double your income unless you're making like 100,000. It's like, you wouldn't pay 10,000 bucks if you're making 20,000 per year.
Mhm.
So it's like, by charging a certain amount, you're ensuring that only people who are already successful will do that. And you know that it's who you are, the type of conversations you have, the ideas you're going to have. It's like, if someone's successful, you can help them double their income.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not guaranteed, because like, I'm sure it's going to happen. It's like, you could offer that, and it's like, the person does everything. It's like, at the end, they don't double it. They just like 1.5 exit.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, well, they could technically ask for a refund, but
Yeah.
they,
Yeah. And I feel like for a year, it's like, if like once you get one, you can start to get more clients. So it's like, even if somebody asks for a refund, it's like, you should have gotten more clients by then.
yeah.
So I like this. I like this idea because it really allows us to implement flowchain. It's like that this isn't like KPI driven. This isn't based on like the numbers of the business. This is based on, if you have somebody who actually cares about you in your life, that's going to make you better. When you're better, your business is better. Like, who offers that? Like, I'll be friends with you. That's my strategy.
But how do we get people to see the value in that?
Build successful businesses and say that it happened because we were friends.
Yeah, but by then, if we build successful businesses, we don't need to offer this service anymore, because we're already successful.
Well, I feel like I would offer this service just because, like, get paid to be somebody's friend. Heck yeah. Like, I would
True.
do that business over the one I'm trying to do.
Yeah, especially if you pick people who are capable of helping you. It's
Mhm.
like, I would want to be friends with them anyway.
Yeah. Hang on just a second. Hello? I texted my mom to see if she had left yet. Oh, yeah, I guess she went home already. So yeah, I guess so. All right. Are you guys getting ready to leave? Oh, Eden never slept? All right. Well, yeah, I'll be ready when you get here. What time should I be ready? 30? 1:45? All right, cool. See ya. Bye. All right.
I feel like we're falling back in the same old trap of floaching rather than working. It's like we come up with all these ideas, like they could all work, but we know we're not going to do anything with it anyway. It's like right here, right now, what would we need to do? For me, I know the next step is go online and go through that training of like, you know, the 32 comma award winners who break down what they would do for the next 30 days if like everything, if they lost everything. That will allow me to figure out what is the best strategy for the business that I want to build. So that is step one. Everything else right now is a waste of time. Or is that also a waste of time? Am I using that as an excuse not to do the work that I know I need to do? Or am I over questioning everything?
How do we provide value? How do we make ourselves attractive to the universe? It's like by, you know, picking up the vulture, like by sharing.
Oh, that should totally become a saying. Man, we got to pick up the vulture.
Yeah, we should start. You got to go pick up the vulture.
All right, so how do we pick up the vulture? And I guess the definition of that saying would be, what do I need to do right now to get results, to move in the right direction? So what is our vulture and how do we pick it up?
Yeah, like what's the yucky thing or the yucky person that you need to be helping that is the right.
Our business is the dying vulture. We need to take care of our business. We need to heal it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Shit. Okay, here's how we do it. Dude, oh my God. Like I already have an actual business where we have a whole bunch of paid clients. We have a product. We don't have like another offer or service, but what I do have is I constantly say, if you have the community, you're gonna have the right feedback to find out what you need to build, and then you can build the offer, people will promote it. So what I need to do is build the community that follows my framework that makes the existing business that I have profitable.
When you're talking about the existing business, do you mean the My 12 people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
Yeah, because I have like 130 some clients who've all bought collectively like 15,000 books. That's potentially an audience of 15,000 people. If I can get the 100 or so people who are actually interested in growing their community and say, I'll help you grow it. Like I'll do like 90% of the work. I want you to start making friends with your people. Like the books that you've been handing out, like invite them to this community, invite them to sign up for this thing. Like just start getting all those people to opt in and then build the relationship, like be the friend that those people don't have, and like build the community model off of what I'm talking about.
Dude, you could, I mean, you could either use the My 12 People book as a lead magnet for your funnel, or you could rewrite like My 12 People for business and use that principle, like who are the 12 people, the 12 friends you need to make to have a successful business. And that's like, you can literally copy Russell Brunson's funnel of, hey, the free, you just pay the shipping.
That's exactly what I should do. I write the book from the standpoint of like, it's not the strategies that's going to make you successful. It's the friends that you have. And if you don't know how to make friends, let me help you. Like, you can come to the place where you can find the friends who have the same parent values that you do, and you can realize like, oh, we're a part of the same family, and like build find the people who are. I wonder if that's. I think this is right. Like, it doesn't make a lot of logical sense based off of um like what everybody else teaches. But that's the problem, is like everybody else is recycling the same material. Like, if you want to do something new, you just have to do it long enough and make like, okay, what I'm seeing is like what you said, I think is right. I think it's right. People who are heart-centered, people who like care about other people, can't be successful because they need people to do things with. They need somebody to believe in them to be able to do it. And if they don't have that person supporting them and driving them and say like, I believe in you, like, keep going, you've got to do this, and I'm going to make sure that you help you do it. Like, if you don't have that level of backing or support, you won't be successful, no matter how much information you have, no matter how much motivation you try to create, because you depend on other people to help you get excited about doing things. Which, that's not wrong, that's not broken. It's just, it's a different paradigm than most of the world operates on. They're like, you got to do it yourself. I'm like, what if you didn't have to? What if you could get the people behind you that just make it so that you have to be successful, and it's easier to do it than to not do it.
Okay, I have a question for you. How did you get those 100 people to order those 15,000 books?
Roy basically did like a webinar in front of like at like 2 conventions of like pastors and church leaders. So like he went to the gathering where those people were. He's like, okay, I was here last year. Nobody had any new ideas. This was a problem. I went home, I wrote this book. This solves that problem. And so then he was basically in front of like, I don't know, 200, 300 people who are in charge of like multiple churches or regions, or they had like, churches themselves. And so he was in front of the right group who needed that product.
So I'm just thinking, because like, if you decided to write like a version of that book for, entrepreneurs, could you replicate that? And instead of like going out and individually selling each book, can you be like, hey, can I find another 100 people who are in the entrepreneur network who will buy like 15,000? It's like in the book, if in the book there's like the offer for your service, for your coaching, it's like you need to get 100 clients, but you actually get potentially 15,000 clients. Like, could you replicate that for your business, or do you even need to?
Okay.
You could stay within the like church realm and just adjust your business to fit for that audience.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, if I could get the church model where essentially each church is an audience. Like, each church is like, if I can get the pastor or the leadership team on board, like, I have access to everybody in that space. And if what they're doing is like, okay, we're doing this program together, everybody go sign up. Like, all of a sudden I've just grown my list by everybody in that church's membership. So what I need is like a product that like coaches or business owners want to white label. It's like, you don't have to work to make this. I've made it so that you can just launch it to your community. It's like, this is going to be the like culture reboot that your people need. And I'm going to talk about it from the language that your individual people need. So
What if that was your strategy? What if you like write the book of like My 12 People for, you know, marketers or business owners or entrepreneurs, and instead of selling it yourself, you just approach people who already have like their business set up, who have an audience, and it's like, hey, I created the book, it would be perfect for your audience, I'm giving it to you.
mhm,
You can just give it to your audience.
mhm.
If you're providing value, it doesn't cost you anything, and you on the back end, it's like it's your book, so you can, you know, plug yourself within the book.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I wonder, okay, how would this work? Um, I think the way this works is I build a soft framework that's applicable to any community, that allows the community to generate their own networking or friendship onboarding process. It's like, figure out, what does this community want to do? I mean, that's what the My 12 People framework is. It's literally like walks you through the process of asking your people, what do you want to do? All right, is everybody on board? All right, let's go do that. And so I mean, we give them like one homework, which is like make a list of 12 people and pray for them. But it's like the actual process of getting community involved is like just asking the people like, hey, come to this meeting, come to this conversation. I want your input. And you get them to tell you what they want to build. So, but what if I built the same thing for communities, for leaders who have communities, and then if the book was like, if I asked them to write the foreword to the book, like I'm giving them credibility. It's like I like you enough that you can write the beginning of the book. And so often like what happens is the book author will get somebody else who's notable in the space.
Yeah.
So it's like if I ask them, hey, I have this book that would be a great fit for your community, and I'd love for you to write the foreword. Would you be interested in promoting this to your people? They buy it, like, and I'll help sell it. You know, if you want to give me access to it, like, we can have a conversation about why this would be great for your community. And what this does is, you know, this will help your community learn how to grow and engage and convert like on their own without you having to do that. So this is the cultural indoctrination that they need. And so if you invite them, say, hey, I need you, I'd love to have your name on this book. Like, can you write the foreword for me? Or the preface or whatever. And then like you can do that for communities. Like you put your unique forward in it. We'll do a book run. So then it's like there's credibility from the group owner. And it's like, I like this thing enough. Like I wrote, what I know about community, or like why I see the value of having good people around you. I would love for you guys to read this book. This is something that I want to start moving our community towards. And for the people who are like, who are really on this path and you want to be leaders in this community, you need to get this book.
Ooh. All right, so there's two ways that I could see this working. you could kind of like write the book and mention like a few times like your service. So it's like people who write the book, like they can either, or who read the book, they can either do it themselves or they can hire you to help them do it, to walk them, to be there with them, to be one of their 12 people.
Yeah.
And then the strategy is like just find people with audiences, get them to write the foreword and get them to promote the book to their list absolutely free, because you want to get as many people to read it as possible,
Mm-hmm.
as a percentage of people are going to opt in on the back end and actually hire you. That's one strategy. The other strategy could be, it's similar. You still like write the book and approach the community leader and you're like, hey, you can write the forward to this and give it to your audience for free. But instead of plugging yourself in the book, or you can still plug yourself in the book, but it's like, hey, you can hire me and we're going to use this book together to build your audience and to create the kind of like family, like the principles displayed within this book.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can either approach community leaders and kind of like, I don't know, give them something for free to give to their audience and you just benefit on the back end, or you approach them, you're like, hey, you can literally hire me to do this with you. And the way we're going to do this is with this free book that I'm giving you, that you can write the forward to. So you get your name on a book, and at the same time, you build your community. I just saw a lizard attacking a butterfly. He missed it, but it was pretty cool.
Okay, so what I'm wondering is, think.
Actually, I'm wondering if we're once again overcomplicating things. How can you use your pre-existing book, your pre-existing clients to generate money? Because that's going to be way easier and way faster.
Yeah.
So even if it's not like exactly what you want to do, it's not exactly the business you want to build long term. Like, hey, if you get a couple clients and make like 20, 30,000,
Yeah.
then you can go out and build your own business.
Yeah. I think you're right. Okay, so what I need to do is, I wonder if I could do the same strategy, like almost. Do like, could I go to churches that I think would be a good fit for this and say, hey, I love what you guys are doing, and I'd like to use, oh, okay. I wonder if I could write a new book that's like case studies of successful communities. So it's like, here are the places that are doing it right. It's like, how did you get there? Well, we had this problem, and so this is what we started doing different. And now, like, this is what happened when we changed it. So you start showing like the people that are like the star examples of it, but you get those people in the book, and then they'll want the book. It's like, yeah, we were used as a case study in this, like, such and such, whatever. I don't know.
I mean, that seems like a good strategy. Just seems once again like a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you, this could be a good strategy for the future. If you structure it in such a way that it promotes you and like you find like 12 communities who are successful, and then like you write the book focusing like one chapter on each community. And it's like at the end of that, each of those 12 communities is going to promote the book to their community.
Yeah.
And if structured in such a way that the book is selling you and your service of building communities like this,
Mhm.
then it's like you have 12 people, so like huge amount of people who get
Yeah.
access to the book.
Oh, I probably better get ready to go. Oh, I supposed to pick me up. All right.
Yes. All right. I think we know our homework.
Yeah.
Or what?
I
How
think
do
the
we pick up
takeaway is
our? Wait, what was it? How do we pick up our vulture? So
Yeah.
for now, my picking up the vulture means going through that content, figuring out like what these 30 successful people did
Mhm.
and what they would do to rebuild their business, and how can I use that to create my own plan for
Yeah.
my business.
Okay.
And for you to figure out how to use your pre-existing business and clients and book and assets to start generating money.
Such an idiot. I have a freaking business. And the one thing I'm good at, which is being there, I'm not doing in that business. So it's not making money. I'm a ding dong. All right. We'll see you guys.